I want to talk to you guys today about getting your newborn to sleep through the night from day one. It is 100% possible. It is doable. I've done it with all 5 of my kids, and I want to teach you how I did it because I would love to help you new mothers get an amazing amount of sleep while really soaking up all this incredible time, all this precious time with your newborns that go so fast. So many mothers don't really enjoy the newborn stage because they are so sleep deprived. So I would love to help fix this for you. I would love to teach you how I did it so that you can also enjoy that amazing time with your newborn. There's a few things that you need to keep in mind in going into this. I will mention them now, but then I'll go into them a little bit more detail here in a second. Number 1, your baby is going to reflect your mental and your physical state. They're like little mirrors. You are their world. They reflect you in every way. They watch you. They need you. You are their everything. So it is so important to know that your emotional and physical state affects them. The second point is, in order to make this work, you must breastfeed, and you must also co-sleep. I might lose a few of you here, but those are very important aspects to being able to get your baby to sleep through the night. Some of you mamas out there that are pregnant and you're trying to plan ahead in hopes that you can get your baby to sleep through the night, just tell yourself that you're gonna make this happen. Breastfeeding is challenging, but it's something that you can make happen with enough determination and enough calm peacefulness going into it. And again, I will touch on that here in a minute. And co-sleeping. I do have a video on safely co-sleeping, so I'm not going to get into the specifics in this video. I will link it below so that you can visit that and see how I do it. That makes it so easy from day one. So being very conscious and aware of your emotional and physical state, being able to breastfeed, and being able to co-sleep. If you have those 3 components, then you can definitely get your baby, your newborn, a day old, to sleep through the night from the very beginning. So being conscious of your emotional and physical state. Your baby is going to reflect how you are. If you're anxious, if you're stressed, if you hold your anxiety in your muscles, which a lot of people do, your baby will sense that, and they will act based on how you feel to them. My newest baby, who is now 6 months old, he is just an exact mirror of my emotional state. So much so that my husband knows if I'm stressed about something or anxious about something just by seeing how fussy or cranky our little one is. You will notice it if you're aware of it. If you go to put your baby to nap, if you're laying with them or rocking them to sleep, and you're taking stressful short breaths, and you are holding your shoulders really rigid, then there's no way they're going to go to sleep without a fight. It's the way it is. And this is after having 5 children. I can tell you this from experience. All of my children have been very different, but across the board, they have all been very receptive to my emotional state. And I've seen so many babies in my line of work, working with mothers as a postpartum doula. Babies reflect their mother's emotional states. Be very conscious of when you go to lay down with your baby or rock your baby to sleep, that you take very long, deep breaths. So when you're stressed, you take very shallow, fast breaths. Be very conscious of breathing in very deeply, taking long breaths, and your baby will mirror your breaths, and that will help them fall asleep so much faster. Be also very conscious of the kind of emotional baggage that you go into every time you have any interaction with your baby, because they will sense it. If you're going to put your baby to sleep and you have all this going through your mind, and your mind is just jumping around from stress to stress, then again, your baby is going to have such a challenging time falling asleep, because you would too. I practice inhaling peace and exhaling stress, and just keep thinking of that cycle going in and out, purifying your brain and your energy and your body of all of the stressors that are on you. And I know it's really hard, and I know that it is easier said than done, because of course you might already be sleep deprived, or you might be stressing about a number of different things that accompany having a new child added to your world. But you're not going to be able to truly enjoy it if you're holding on to all of this stress, and your baby is not going to be able to really relax and enjoy you if you're doing that as well. The next point, which ties into this, is breastfeeding. And I know working with new mothers, I see this a lot as well. There's a vicious cycle between breastfeeding and stress. When you stress about breastfeeding, it reduces your milk supply. This is a well-known fact. So if you are really uncomfortable about whether you're breastfeeding correctly, or whether your baby's getting enough milk, or if you're making enough milk, or all of these different things, you're going to suppress your milk supply with the stress. And not only that, with the mental stress, but the physical stress. When you're trying to breastfeed your baby and you're stressed out, your shoulders come up, all of your muscles tighten, which actually restrict the flow of breast milk as well. Keeping that really clear, peaceful, calm state of mind is also going to help in making breastfeeding a successful experience for you. Breastfeeding, you have to have that as a component in order to get your baby to sleep through the night from the beginning, because that is what they need to stay asleep. That's what they need from you in order to not fully wake up and become agitated and at a state where you need to calm them back down. So this again goes hand in hand with co-sleeping. If you are sleeping next to your baby, let's say you go to sleep 9 or 10 o'clock at night, you lay your baby down, you take deep breaths, you really relax yourself and your baby, get to a great state of being peaceful and calm, your baby will fall asleep, hopefully while you're nursing them. And that's how it's worked for me. They have their food source, they have their source of comfort and love, which is their mother, and that's all that they need, and they will sleep soundly. Newborns, they sleep most of the time anyway, and the only time they really wake up is to nurse, because they're hungry, possibly because they have a dirty diaper, and that's something that we will talk about here in a second. But if they have you, which is their source of comfort, warmth, and love, and they have your breast milk, which is their source of food, then there's really nothing that they need outside of that that would keep them awake. That's kind of the basis of this practice, and it has worked hands down for all 5 of my children. I lay down with them, I nurse them, I take deep, calm breaths, I leave all my stresses behind, and then when they wake up in a couple hours, maybe because they're hungry again, they don't fully wake up. They kind of stir. I notice that they're, needing to be fed, and I start nursing them before they wake up and need to be consoled again. That's the trick there. They never actually need to wake up. I also don't get up to change their diaper, because unless it's bothering them, I don't see any need, and they'll tell you, but I don't see any need to get up to actually change their diaper until you're ready to get up and they're ready to get up after a really good 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And this has worked for all of my babies from day one. Again, I do have a video that I will link below on safely co-sleeping. Just to go over this one more time, it is very important to be very cognizant and aware of your stress and your anxiety level. So pay really close attention to your breathing. Pay very close attention to how crazy and cluttered your mind is. And every time you go to interact with your baby, try to clear that plate so that you go in just very calm and peaceful. And that will, hands down, help your interaction with your baby and make them so much more calm and peaceful as well. Let your baby know that all of their needs are met and will be met in a very timely manner. They just want to be on you and near you and have their food there. So being calm and being very present, letting them know that you are near them and their food source is near them, and they will sleep soundly through the night. The only times I ever have problems with this is, of course, when the baby has either a cold or gas, and that will be another video that I will touch on very soon, is trying to mitigate upset tummies and gas in newborns, because I know that is something that can keep them up at night as well. I can assure you from my experience in having 5 children of my own and working with other mothers as a postpartum doula, if you follow those 3 steps and do these 3 practices with your baby, you will be able to get them to sleep through the night from the very beginning. You will not be one of those mothers who is sleep deprived and restless and stressed out because you can't appreciate this amazing time with your new baby. You will be able to be present with them and really soak up all of this newborn time with restful peace and calm love, where you don't have to worry about when you're going to get your next small stint of sleep. You're actually going to be able to wake up rested. Your baby will be rested and well, and that will help their immune system, and that will help them grow, and it will just be this beautiful relationship that you will have with them. Not to mention the fact that you will be able to share these wonderful bonding experiences of being fully present with your baby, with breastfeeding them, which is such an incredible experience all in itself, and co-sleeping, which I would not give up for the world. I cannot stand being away from my baby, any of my children for that matter, but co-sleeping has just been something that I look forward to every night, being able to snuggle with my baby. So I hope this was helpful for you. If so, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because I will be coming up with more videos like this, hopefully daily, if not every few days. Thank you again for your time, and until next time, be well.